but we've both had different experiences that have shaped our understanding of faith and our relationship with God. So I wanted to dig in a little bit deeper into those motivations, those experiences, and then also take it a step further and focus on how spirituality will evolve for both of us going forward. So my first question to you, Amma, is did you always start off as did you start off as a skeptic and then later on started believing in God, or did you always have a very strong sense of Shraddha, a strong sense of devotion for God? Can you just tell me a little bit more about your journey from the very beginning in your childhood?
I'm born in a Hindu household, so it's only natural that from day one I have been hearing the names of Bhagwan. I have been Shraddha was instilled in me because my parents were themselves having that Shraddha. Right from the time when I was a child, I heard all these stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata, and I was told that Rama is there to protect you, Hanuman is there to protect you. So all these gods were very real for me as a child. So I'm one of those people who really trusts very easily. So I believe. I don't know if it comes from previous births or I just believe. So when my parents tell me something, this is what it is, then this is what it is. So that's how I believed. And I went forward with that trust because they would tell me, okay, whenever you feel scared, remember Hanuman. I went to bed in the night, then Amma would teach me this, Ramaskandam, Hanumantam, Vainateyam. Even you chant this, right? So I chanted that, and Amma would say that no bad dreams will come to you. Even if they're coming, Rama is right there, Lakshmana is there. They're pacing up and down. They're all near you. The moment you remember them, they are near you. So that's the way I was taught, and I totally believe that.
Yeah, and I think you told me one of the stories of how your cousin brothers, they wanted to scare you and asked you to walk down a long dark hallway to get to the bathroom at the end of it.
Yes.
And all you did was say Hanuman, Hanuman, Hanuman. You just said Hanuman's name because you had that belief in him.
Right.
That whole time.
Correct. So they actually did want to scare me. The bathroom in their house was at the end of a corridor, very poorly lit.
Yeah.
And they would tell me to go. I mean, when I wanted to go, I would have to go. And they would be standing there and making all kinds of scary noises to scare me off. And I knew that Amma had told me, just remember Rama and Hanuman and just walk whenever you're scared. So I kept saying, and I would go in the dark. There would be no light in that bathroom. I would go and I would come back and these guys are making all kinds of scary noises.
Yeah.
I would not be afraid. And then nothing would happen. I eventually realized nothing happened. So I felt protected. So that was always there for a long time. So the faith continued. But then, this is how it is. Your parents do give you the faith, but a period comes in your life when you start questioning. That is when, despite all your faith, you get challenges, you get difficulties. Then you realize that what you prayed for didn't happen. You didn't do well in an exam, or somebody failed you, somebody let you down, or some bad things happen. Bad things happen all the time. Somebody dies, some things happen. Then you lose faith. So those things happened to me. Yes, then I did become a little skeptical. And I also felt that I was not given the right explanations about so many things. Early on, several decades ago when I was in my 20s, for example, I felt like, why are we using all these words of appreciation and praise for our deities? Why do we need to do that? Why should we praise them so much? Why do they like to be praised? And remember, our education was so anglicized. That was not helping us to develop faith in any way, because I was going to all these schools where it was made to feel that science is totally different from religion. So if you're scientific, then you can't really believe in God. Those kind of things. So those ideas were also coming in at that time, and they come in school and college, that happens. So I began to ask questions, and I felt like we are being, what is this prayer nonsense? All these things come. People, you'll meet somebody, some friends who say that I don't believe in going to temple. I don't like to pray to. I don't like idol worship. If God is there, then He's taking care of everything. Then why do we need to do this? Or if God is not there, then we have to depend on ourselves. So why are we doing? So all these, lot of confusion comes in. So I did become a skeptic for some period of time. But yes.
How did it get restored then? How did you
Yeah, so again, as I went through life's challenges, there were times when I was very sick, or just even after childbirth, when you have those I was getting into some kind of depression after childbirth. I mean, it was not a clinical depression, but most mothers go through that period when suddenly you lose your freedom. No longer you can do the things you want. After marriage, after a baby is born, so many responsibilities. Those are the times when you feel really down, right? And then as you negotiate your way through life, and then you start deepening your relationship with the divine, and then all those things that you read in your childhood, for me it was all those books that I'd read, all the things my mother had told me, those things would come back to me. I would keep the faith in spite of these difficulties, and then I would find it was all for the good. I realized that so many experiences that were coming to me, which seemed like bad in the beginning, were actually teaching me a lot. And then I realized all I needed to do was to have faith and have a positive attitude, and everything would work out well. So maybe Bhagwan was really protecting me all the time when I thought he's not. He's always been protecting me. Protecting doesn't mean that no bad things happen to me, because if they don't happen to me, I don't have any experience. I don't have anything to even write about, talk about. So it's deepening me. Each experience was deepening me, and then slowly you develop that personal relationship with the divine. So that's how it progressed. And then lots of teachers came along the ways. So many discourses that I've heard, which were so rewarding. Little subtle things that are told to you by someone. So you can hear a 1 hour discourse, and there can be just 1 or 2 moments when you heard something very meaningful, and that changes your approach.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things that I just know, but it's also about how it's put to you in the discourse, the right analogy, the right metaphor, and then that hits you. And so you've known it all along, but when it's presented to you in a specific way, then it hits you. And it's like, for instance, there's, I remember reading someone's Facebook post. It's a very pithy, small 4-line thing, but it had such a profound impact on me. So it was, she was basically quoting a discourse that she had heard on, I think it was Swami Sarva Priyananda. I think that's his Q&A. And someone asked Swami Ji, will I be okay in life? And he responds, yes, you'll be okay in life if you pray to God. Will I be okay in life if I pray to God? And the Swami responded, yes, you'll be okay in life if you pray to God. And then the guy asks, so it means I won't get hurt and I won't die, like nothing bad will happen to me if I pray to God. And then the Swami responds, no, you'll get hurt and bad things will happen, but you'll still be okay. That's
he even said, even if you die, you'll be okay.
Even if you die, you'll be okay. Like you'll be okay, even though everything will still happen to you. Which means that it's not like praying to God is going to stop bad things from happening. Because I mean, this is a topic we'll touch on later, but a lot of people have a transactional relationship with God, right? And so it's like, if I do this, no bad thing will happen to me. But the way God works is that even if it happens to you, you'll weather it. You will get the strength to weather it.
Yeah, that's what faith is all about. And there's one interesting thing, that the conversation that I had with your father, in fact, because I always said that I have faith, whereas he said he wouldn't say that he had faith. He wouldn't say that. But one day when I was feeling very worried about something, I didn't want to take a risk. I was afraid of something. So he said, then you claim to have faith. Then why are you afraid? So this means you don't have faith. So and so then he said that either have faith in a higher power or have faith in yourself, either of the two. So he says it's okay not to believe in God, but if you believe in yourself, that is also a good faith to have. So I said, okay, that makes sense, to either have faith in yourself or have faith in a higher power, but have faith. It helps you to weather all the struggles to go through life. So because that is one aspect.
That's also an interesting thing, that people have faith, but then they're so scared of everything. And so it's like, why do you have faith in the first place? Why are you betraying your faith in God? Why you're being a traitor to that faith if you continue to feel scared.
Right. So then I felt like I need to live up to what I'm saying. So I need to have that faith. So and of course there are a lot of gurus who will tell you, put all your problems in front of Bhagwan and then just leave it with him. He will deal with it and you don't have to worry about it. Now that also helped me a lot. I use that tactic or technique a lot, that I would give it to Bhagwan and I would say, you deal with this. I have done what I could. Of course, it doesn't mean you don't do anything. You do what you can do, and then you say, Bhagwan, you take care of the rest. I give it to you. And then suddenly the burden lightens and you're okay, and then it does get taken care of.
Yeah, that's
Right?
I think one thing that you taught me when I was little, and I used it so much. I would go to school and even tell my friends that, like, if there was, I remember it was silly little things, but like there was an annual day parade in which we all get to be assigned for different plays, and me and my friend's name did not appear in any of them. Like, we were not assigned to anything at all, and those things made us both very sad. And I told her, just leave it to God, and because I learned from you, and like, we have done everything we can, we just need to leave it to God, and everything will be great. And then it all worked out well for her. But I just remember that any problem I faced, even small or big, and in that age, small things seem like big things.
Yes.
But I would always say, just leave it to God. It was something that I really held on to from what you taught me.
Actually, that's all about don't sweat the small stuff,
Don't sweat the
right?
small
And it
stuff,
comes from Gita itself. Gita says that you do what you can, you do your duty, you give your best,
Yeah.
and after that, leave the rest to me, right?
Exactly.
Then don't worry about it. Because you don't have any control on the results. So that, of course, we hear it again and again in the Gita that you don't have control over outcomes. You only have control on your effort. So put your effort. But we forget it. We put our effort, then we start expecting. Okay, I worked so hard. Now somebody else who doesn't seem to have worked hard has got the fruit. Why have I not got it? I am better than this person.
Yeah.
So in school and college, these things happen a lot. When you see some people who are getting rewarded, though they are not good, they are not qualified, they don't deserve it. You think they don't deserve it,
Yes.
right? So you have to go through all these pathways. It's a maze. And then finally you come to some kind of understanding of what the divine reality is,
Yeah.
right?
I feel like God, the way I think about it is that God has deliberately made it very hard for us to reach Him. Because, like, when I sometimes have conversations with my Dadaji or people in my family who are skeptics, who they use the scientific method. They're like, show me God. Like, why would you believe in something? Seeing is believing. If God was there, He would reveal Himself. But then I think God doesn't really want to reveal Himself to us. In fact, I think God wants us to go through so many trials and tribulations to lose faith in Him. Like, He'll keep presenting things to you to make sure that you lose faith in Him and
Right.
see if you still hold on to that faith.
That's right.
Even Dhruva has to go through so many things before he achieves. I mean, all the different sadhakas have had to endure a lot, and they have been thrown off in different directions.
Right.
to
So
make-
you have to be in an uncomfortable position. You have to be in a place where you're crying and you're very, very sad. And from there you pick yourself up. When you pick yourself up, then when you actually discover the meaning of the divine, when you realize the impermanence of everything around you, that also makes you believe in God. So you realize that people die. You might say, okay, I'll be with you forever. I'll be with you in every birth, but you don't know whether you'll be together. Everything, you can't trust anybody. You don't know who's going to be there tomorrow. Nothing is permanent in the world except Brahman.
Actually, that is something that as you go through life, you understand that more and more. Like, all the people at some point in life you thought this person was the closest to you, they're just going to be there forever. And then, like, in 2 years, there's no
where are
connection
those
where
people?
they're gone, and then there are new people entering your life. And when new people come into my life, I know that, like, this is also not going to last forever. So this person is going to disappoint you. This person is either going to leave, or you will grow out of this person too. Like, this person,
That, and also they die. People die.
or they'll die. Exactly.
Yeah, people die. You don't know who's going to be hit by a car and they'll die tomorrow. They'll not be there when you need them. Then what?
So this is a realization that happens through growing up, actually. That eventually the only thing that's permanent is your relationship with
Brahman. So then that understanding deepens, that is permanent and infinite. Infinite in every respect. Infinite in compassion, infinite in love. And so that is something. That is another point towards.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
That's actually that's a humbling experience.
Yes.
That's when we're going through life. Like, one of the reasons that I was able to develop faith is, I would say the first 18, 19 years of my life, I literally had no issues. I got everything I wanted, small problems here and there, but nothing was ever out of my control. And then in college, I had experiences where, like, things were happening that were just beyond my control. Like I am not able to control these situations, and that's when the belief in God like emerged. It's that something in life has humbled you. Something became became impermanent. Something
Right.
left that
Right.
some loss,
Right.
and you just don't know how to explain it.
Right. And also when you realize the divine design, that you
Yeah.
plan something and you've looked at very short-term goals and very small goals and
Yeah.
thinking, but then there's a bigger goal. Some bigger goal was always planned and you didn't even think about it, but it's happening.
Yeah.
So then you realize, okay, there is somebody has designed everything. It's
Exactly.
all
That's beyond your control.
That's beyond.